Our guest today is a woman who has transformed every space she has touched. Hi, Sawsan.
Hi, girls.
Welcome, Sawsan.
Thank you for having me.
We're so excited
It's great to
you.
have
I'm
you.
super excited, to be honest.
Describe Sawsan to us.
Sawsan.
Sawsan.
Yeah. Well, Sawsan is a hardworking woman and self-made. I started very early working. I was 19.
Wow.
And I think this working woman defines me today because this is since my early adulthood, like I know myself as a working woman, productive, creating. You know, it became who I am. So even though I got married, I made a family, I had kids, but that things was always who I am. It defines me.
Okay.
But also, I'm creative and I'm tough, but I'm weak as well.
Okay.
And I think my childhood affects the woman of today a lot. So all my childhood and my experiences as a child, it get reflected in me. I still have a child heart in me. So yeah. So yeah, I believe I'm a combination, like any other woman, of experiences, of a lifetime, of challenges, but also of happiness, of so many things.
Yeah.
So this is how I see Sawsan. Yeah.
How do you think others see Sawsan?
Maybe a part, same as I see her. Maybe another part, they see me as an inspiration because I hear this a lot. Like so many people tell me that I give them this inspiration to follow their dreams, to work hard, and do all this stuff. So I think, yeah, this is how a lot see me. I believe I love that. I'm not gonna deny it.
Of course.
Yeah.
You should be proud of that.
You should be very proud
I am
of that.
proud.
Oh.
Can I ask why you said that part of you is weak? Because we see the tough
Yeah,
Sawsan.
you see the tough one.
And we see the strong one.
Yeah.
Like having it together, like
I'd
polished.
like to know what parts of you.
For sure,
weak.
I'm very tough. I'm a strong woman. That's for sure. But when it comes to my emotions, I'm very weak because I'm very emotional. So remove the emotional side from me, I'm a superwoman.
Yes. Okay.
But put back the emotions, and this is where, my childhood goes in and every single sensitive things pop all together. So yeah, I consider myself, I'm weak because I'm emotional.
But I would say you're vulnerable and emotional, not weak.
Yeah, it's not like weakness.
Yeah.
But because when you see yourself as strong in all the aspects and in so many aspects, and then there's only this part where you see, no, this part, I'm weak in it,
But I think, and this is what I feel and I, battle every day also, is that it takes a super strong person to be able to be vulnerable and open about their emotions.
Their feelings.
Yeah.
And being aware of it.
Yeah.
So you're super strong.
Yeah, but it's fine. I don't consider it like something negative.
No, of course.
Yeah, I believe that it's beautiful because this also makes you, makes you special because you're connected, you're emotional, you love deeply, and when you love, of course, you will be emotional. So this is something
and it humbles
nice.
you also,
of course,
because you're out and about all the time, and your agenda and your schedule is like overly booked. So I think this being emotional or having this part also humbles you
And
a little
grounds
bit. Yeah,
you.
and grounds you a little
Yeah,
bit.
so true.
Sawsan, you keep on mentioning childhood. Is there anything we should know? Like, why? You keep on saying my childhood, my
Is there
childhood.
something that affected you?
No, I believe that, my childhood, of course, affected me all my life because how I was raised, all the experiences I lived, it affects me in design and inspiration, also the kind of woman I became. So all this, I think, any person is affected by his childhood, if it was a good childhood or a bad one. So you will always have this child in you.
Yes.
But like there is like one story, it's really nice. I'm gonna share it with you.
Okay.
You know, you know how my mom, she's a storyteller.
Yes.
So yeah. So basically, since I was young, I always used to hear her saying this story about me.
Okay.
Okay, and that story was like that I was a baby, 8 months old, the age, 8 months old, okay? And I was in my crib drinking my bottle,
Okay.
that young, okay? And then there is this old lady, she comes in and she was like, oh, show me this little girl you keep talking about, you know? And then that lady enters and that's it. She's so tiny, you know? And me, 8 months old, okay, I remove the bottle and I say one full sentence.
What?
Yes, like one full sentence. Okay, you ask my mom. I'm not.
I'm like, there's a miracle child.
Yes, exactly.
What is happening? Okay.
Exactly. So I say one full sentence, and the sentence is okay. Listen to the sentence. Okay, basically the sentence in Arabic, I will say it after in
Yes,
Arabic.
yes.
It's much shorter in Arabic, but in English, it means, and I said, no one has ever gave birth or will ever give birth to someone like me.
You're joking.
Okay, so in Arabic,
In Arabic, please, Mulia.
in Arabic, okay, so in Arabic it's أنا ما حدا خلف ما حدا جاب.
What?
Okay. Yeah.
Are you sure, Sawsan?
Right?
We need to call Mama. We need to call
Yes,
Mama.
yes, exactly. So imagine me as like 3 years old, 4 years old, 8, 9, 10, all my childhood, I hear my mom saying the story and everyone saying, no way,
No way,
impossible.
no
way.
She will say, I wish there was video. This is what happened. Her first word, she was 6 months. Then her first sentence, she was 8 months.
No.
And me, I
Oh
was
my
like,
God.
wow.
But what did that woman say? I just want to know.
No, the woman, do you want to know the fainted? That's what
scary
happened.
child.
No, the woman said, oh my God, you are right, she's really special, you know? This is what the woman said. So imagine me all the time in my head, I used to believe that, yes, I'm special. Because, yeah, I am special.
That's
because
so nice.
my mom said the story, I was born special, yes, I am special. So the thing is that maybe I wasn't special and maybe I'm not special, but believing that I am made me who I am.
Oh my God, I
that
got
is-
goosebumps.
You know?
But it's so true.
So
It's in you. So
Yeah.
you grew up
Hearing-
thinking and feeling that you're
yes,
special.
Yeah.
so I grew up feeling I will be someone, I'll do great things, I am special, I was
That is
born
so
special.
nice.
She was manifesting since 8 months. So
Seriously.
Yeah, honestly.
we say
Because it makes a
manifestation.
huge difference.
Right.
And you know, when I always think about that story, I think also about my kids before
Yes.
talking to them or before talking about them in front of anyone, while I know that they can hear or they can listen. Or
Yes.
so I'm always careful what to say. I always
So
push
important.
them, even if they did something wrong or anything. I always try to put positivity in them
Yeah.
because I experienced this. You know, if you believe in yourself, you will end up reaching and you will end up believing that you can do great things.
That is so
that is
true.
so
So-
So true.
That's a great advice also, because sometimes when you do parent your children and you have, I think that's the normal thing,
Yeah.
like don't do
Yeah.
this or don't do that,
Exactly.
like think it's important to give some motivation while you're parenting.
It's true.
Yeah, and you know, like my mom didn't do it on purpose. It's not like she was doing it in her mind.
I don't think she was aware.
No, like parenting, okay, I have to tell her so.
This
no,
is
no,
her
no.
character,
It
I
was
think.
just a story that happened. But because her character, she's a storyteller, and she always, in any like, you know, gathering or something, she will always use, oh, you know, Suna, when she was a little girl, this happened. And me listening, oh my God, I'm so special. Oh my God, I'm so
that is so
special.
nice.
You know?
I should do this with my boys.
This is, no, honestly. And you know, there is like a study that was done. I don't know if you know about it. A study was done on like some of the best musicians or who were studying, let's say, music.
Yes.
I think in, I don't know, in Harvard, I don't know, in one of the big universities. So they did a study on the people who achieved the best, right?
Wow, okay.
Who achieved the best in terms of music, who became the best musicians
Yes.
from all who were like studying music. And then they discovered that the best and who achieved were not the most talented. No, they were the people who believed in themselves, and how they did that.
Wow.
Their parents were the one telling them, oh my God, you're a great musician. You are just amazing. Even maybe he wasn't that gifted, but like that positive energy and telling the child, wow,
That's
you're a
so
great
true.
musician, you're a great musician. They ended up becoming great musicians. So yeah, this
Believing
is
in
something
yourself,
to think of.
Yeah, no, honestly,
So true.
it's like going on
I think
and on.
we're like
I
having
should believe in
flashbacks of
myself
things.
much
Yeah.
more, like, you know, but
100%.
really, because I think this affects our adulthood.
Yeah.
So when you look
100%.
into it, like, or you judge yourself, or you're a little bit harsh on yourself, it comes from this.
Yeah, because you know, sometimes like unconsciously, if your kid does something wrong or whatever, immediately, oh my God, you don't know, what is
Yes,
this? Are you
yes.
dumb?
Yeah, yeah,
You don't think, you know, these stuff.
that is so bad.
I've seen so many parents do
They
that,
do
and
that.
it breaks my heart.
You know,
Yes.
so at the end of the day, this affects the self-confidence of the kid, you know, and
Of
they end up
course.
growing up having, either they want to prove
Yes.
Yeah.
their parents are wrong. Okay, I'm gonna prove them wrong. I will do this.
Yes,
Or
yes.
they believe
they
it and
be-
become that.
Exactly, or become rebel and they go into like, you know, problems and shit stuff. So I think it's like raising a child is really hard.
I'm actually
It's a
thinking
responsibility.
back, like, a few days ago, I was like, you know what? Like talking to my boys, it was like, you have a great heart. You have such an innocent mind. You're a good person on the inside. So you might not realize like this and this is happening, you know. But she's so right.
Yeah. And you also, your son is into extreme sport.
Yes,
So
as is
Yeah.
they're both all of you extreme sport, but that's also like a challenge because they win, they lose,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And please share how you deal with that, because I think he's very competitive, right?
Yes.
You're saying,
I always, you know, whenever he loses a game or
he barely
a
loses
race.
any games, but if he
No,
does,
sometimes he does, you know, and he becomes like, you know, so mad, heartbroken, and this
Yes.
stuff. Yeah, I always tell him, like, if you won't lose, you will not feel like the win
Yes.
when you're gonna win.
I said
Yeah.
the same. to
And
myself.
if
Yeah.
you won't lose, you will not have the experience of what
Of
happened
course,
today.
of course.
So the power is not that always winning.
Yes.
The power is when losing, how you handle that loss.
That is
How you
so
get up
important.
again and say, no,
Exactly. That
is
I'm gonna
so
fight
important.
again.
And I think it
I'm
gives
gonna
you
put
more
more effort.
passion into wanting to be a better version of yourself and, you know, to
Yes.
achieve the winning next time.
But how do your boys deal with this?
I mean, the same. They do get angry. They do get upset. And then I say the same thing. Like,
With losses.
sometimes you lose and sometimes you win, but you need to experience both to be able to enjoy the
Absolutely.
winning
Yeah.
even more.
And you know, like talking about this and talking about losing, I was always someone who take losses or, let's say, bad events or unfortunate events. I always take them as a time to reflect and try to find why this happened and how it's gonna turn out positive.
Okay.
You know, anything.
Yeah.
And I never take it as, oh my God, my
How
luck.
could I do this? Or
Hard
yeah,
luck,
exactly.
or why this even happened, why I'm always, you know, I end up doing these things, or I end up in this situation, or, you know, why this is happening to me. You know, I try always not to question this. I always, once something that big happens and I don't have control over it,
Yes.
I just take a time to think, because to me, it's either a time to change direction. Maybe I'm going in a certain way, but that way is not
not
the
your
way,
way.
my way.
Exactly.
It's not the way where I should be, or I will achieve, or I will rise, or I will be successful. So I just take it time to think. Like if I put all my heart in it and things keeps on happening and it's not working, then no, I have to go
A
the
different
other way, a
direction.
different way.
But is it a little bit linked because you are such a strong believer?
Yes, it is. Yeah, this for sure. It is.
I always say, like, when something doesn't go the way you want it to, it's not God's rejection, it's God's protection. And like
Yes.
everything happens for a reason.
Yeah,
Yes.
I do believe in that. And you know, when you're like really connected and you have strong faith, I'm someone with a very strong faith, and I love that. So I always take it, as you said, as a sign. And I believe that it's just that I cannot see it.
Yeah.
You know, what's happening now, it's for my own benefit. Even if it's
Yeah.
very bad, even if it's whatever. I take it as it's for my own benefit, but I just cannot see it. So in 2 years from now, I'm gonna see the effect of what's happening today, and for sure I'm gonna be grateful. So I start being grateful about the negative thing that happened,
excellent.
like
That's
in
a really good
advance.
approach.
Yes.
You know, that
Yes.
in my mind, it for sure it will end up being something positive.
That's a really good
Yeah.
approach, because I look at myself like now and then look back at bad things that happened to me.
And you say,
and
"Thank
I'm
God."
like, thank God,
Right?
because if that bad thing did not happen to me, I wouldn't be here today.
100%.
Yes.
Or I
agree.
wouldn't be surrounded with the people that I am if that
Because
didn't
everything
happen.
happens for a reason.
Yeah.
Like you.
And you know, mentioning this, I'm gonna tell you a very short,
Yes.
small story. We'll see. I say short, but it ends up
I
being
love it.
very
I
long.
love it. I sit in there and I'm
We
like,
love your
oh
story.
my God, tell me more. Like,
Okay, so few years back, okay, my husband comes home and he tells me I lost my job. And he was in a very high position, and he was the managing director of a multinational company. He had a great salary, you know, we were like, you know, living the life.
Yes.
And then he comes, he said, Suna, I lost my job. And it was like a surprise. We were not prepared, or
Yes.
he wasn't prepared. And he was like, his face was black, and as if
something. Yeah,
the
yeah.
word just
Yes.
ended, you know?
Oh.
And you know what I did? I smiled.
Oh,
Yeah, I just smiled. I told him, great! Then we have to celebrate. He said, what? Told him, yes, let's go and celebrate tonight this, because I'm sure, 100% sure, that in 2 years from now, we're gonna celebrate your success.
wow. Oh, I really
Oh,
got
I got
goosebumps again.
goosebumps.
Because before this happened, I kept telling him, leave your job, open on your own, leave your job, open on your own, you will make it, you will do great, you know, because I was seeing how much their business is like a successful business. And he always used to tell me, no, in our business, it doesn't happen like this, maybe
The
in
comfort
yours.
zone, yeah.
I
No.
was just about to say
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
You get stuck in the
Yeah.
comfort zone. and
But
you don't have
also,
the
you know,
courage to jump.
because for him, it's like the type of business. You know, like my type of business, it's easier to open on your own. And their type of business, you should have international client, big clients. It's hard to get. You know, it was always like this, a debate. And then when this happened, I felt that's it.
It
You
is
know,
a
it was,
This
yani,
is the
he
sign.
was
This is
the
forced,
sign.
and he was forced and pushed to do it. So that's why I was
love
celebrating. And in fact, after 2 years, we were actually celebrating.
Oh, that's
So,
amazing.
yeah.
What do they say? Behind every man,
We
there's
have behind every successful man is a
Oh,
successful woman.
yeah.
and a
No,
great
and
woman. Good
I'm not gonna say
job.
this, but it's just, you know, like a push, and I believe everyone needs this push in times of
course.
despair,
This
in
is-
times of
but
like.
this is
Sometimes
great.
God does it for you.
No, but this is great. And having a person in your life as Sawsan, you know, you could have done the opposite. As many,
Yeah.
what will happen?
How we're
to
gonna
us?
live?
How gonna we put
One
school,
salary, the
rent,
kids,
our house,
we leave the
mortgage.
country, what we're gonna
should we
do?
Am I gonna go back? Like, and then the panic would, you know, enroll in any person.
It'll
What's
bring
that?
the whole family
But
down.
no, you celebrated.
Yes,
You
I did.
celebrated.
I did. And I was right.
Sawsan, I love your stories.
so nice.
Stories. I don't want to hear about anything else. Tell us more.
Oh my God. I have so many stories on it.
When
will
your
never
daughter
end.
was, I love it. I love it. Okay.
No, you know why? Okay. We mentioned it's about faith and belief, but also because I'm very connected. I
Yes.
always have dreams. So, and my dreams, it's always like signs. You know?
I know, me too.
You
Okay.
too?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Okay, I don't want.
This is why she's like, I'm out of here.
No, because she. I dreamt something.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is it?
Yeah.
It could be something good. It could be something bad. I'm like, khalas. I'm sure
Forget
you're over.
about
You're
it.
stressful.
Yeah.
You're overthinking, and
No.
then it actually happens. I'm like, stay away from me with your dreams.
Yeah, with your dreams.
Do you get?
Yeah.
Do you get?
Before any big event, before any things, you know, that will happen, before knowing that's gonna happen. So I always have a dream and I start wondering and asking myself, what this dream
What does
means,
that
what's gonna
mean?
happen,
Yeah.
is it good, is it bad? You know, there's always something. Sometimes it's a nightmare, it's bad dreams. Sometimes it's a good one. But like before any big incident that happened in my life, I always had this dream that was linked to that event.
Oh.
So at the beginning of our life in Dubai, my husband and I had this dream that we will make it in Dubai because we wanted to leave after like maybe 3 years to go to Kuwait. And then we were like going, and then I had this dream, and in my dream I felt, no, I have to stay here. And I woke up in the morning, I told him, you know what, we're gonna make it here. So we're not going anywhere. And he was like, seriously? I told them yes. And then I told them, no, you tell them no, because we're not going. You know? So yeah, and even my dreams sometimes like had a big impact on, imagine, on our life, on where we are today, both of us, like as a family. So,
And do you think
yeah.
that is also with your connection to faith? Like this is science that's coming?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I believe, because I truly believe that I communicate with God through signs. Can be numbers, can be dreams, can be clouds.
But did you always have this connection?
Well, no. Now I can say always, because it's been such a long time I have the connection. But let's say I didn't grow up like really connected.
Okay.
You know, like when I was a child, the maximum my mom used to tell me, or my dad, okay, go pray. You know, we were not like a family that goes to church, and you know, we were not like,
You didn't practice.
we
the
didn't practice
religion a lot.
We didn't practice religion.
So what happened? Was there a certain incident or?
Yes, actually yes. So
There's a story. Get prepared. There's a story. Get prepared, people. Get prepared.
We're leading in. So tell us more.
yeah. So basically, you know, when you're like a young adult, when you turn from being a child, then you become an adult.
Yes.
When you're 19, 20 years old.
Enter this chapter of your
Right,
life.
and
Yes.
you start facing the adulthood problems. You no longer, your parents are no longer responsible. You're responsible about yourself, about everything. So during that phase, you know, I was overwhelmed with so many problems, boyfriend problems, work problems, achievement problems, money problems. It was like overwhelming
All of it
from
at the
all
same- yeah,
aspects,
yeah.
you know, and every day, like a new problem used to pop up out of nothing. And I solved something, even like my relationship with my mom or with my parents also, it was, at a certain point of time, it was really tense. So imagine, like every day I had a problem. And I felt really in like despair, you know.
Right.
And I used to work in this office in Lebanon, interior design office, and I had two beautiful ladies working with me. And we were like always having this subhiyya in the morning.
Morning gatherings.
Yeah, morning gatherings, telling each other's what happened and our stories before starting the work. And every morning, one of them, she used to tell me, Sawsan, you have to go to church. And me, I was like, man, how church,
How is that
is
gonna
gonna
help
help and gonna solve. I'm telling you a problem, a serious problem. And you tell me, go to church. I'm praying. I tell her, I'm praying. She said, no, you have to go to church. And I was like, man, I'm praying to God. What's church gonna help? It won't help.
Okay.
Then one day, before going to the office, and the night was really intense, and in my mind, I'm gonna now go to the office and tell them everything, what happened, I don't know what's gonna. Then immediately I heard her voice saying,
go to church.
Go to church. I said, okay, I'm just gonna go to tell her
I went to
that
church.
I went to church and it didn't work.
Okay.
This was the purpose.
Yeah.
Like, so she will not tell me, you didn't go to church, go to church.
Yes.
Yeah. So I tell her hi because I love her so much. We're still friends.
She's gonna
now.
hear this. She's gonna hear this. Okay.
So I passed by a church next to our house.
Okay.
But I didn't usually go there. It was very near on my way to work. So I passed by this church. It was Saint Ta'la's monastery.
Okay.
It's a very old church, dating maybe from the 1800s. It's really beautiful, small church. I passed by. While going in, I see a very old priest giving money, helping a very old lady. She barely can walk. She's very old. And she was telling him, thank you, priest, thank you so much. I don't know what I can do without you, blah, blah, blah. I just passed them. I go to the church. No one is there, just empty. I sat there and I looked to the saint. I didn't know her back then.
Yeah.
Told her, okay, you talk to God.
Yeah.
Help me. Because I don't know, I was just like sitting there trying to pray. I didn't know really how
to connect.
And I didn't believe she will be able to help or anything. I was just saying. And then the priest, he finished from the lady and he entered from the church to the priest room. And then he goes out again. And he calls me. He say, young lady. I was like looking, is he talking to me?
Yeah.
I told him, yes, Abuna, how I can help you? He said, I don't need help. You need my help.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Ouch.
Then I said, okay. He said, come, I want to talk to you. Okay, so I went to him, and there is like a small room between the monastery and the church. It's very tiny, where they hang the robes. It's like a vestiaire, a small place. So he got a chair, he put it, he sat, and I sat. He told me, okay, tell me, what's happening with you? You're not okay, what's happening? By the way, I wasn't crying, nothing on my face was showing. I was just sitting there. It's not like I was in tears or something, no. Then, I started telling him, the stories were, if I think of it now, it was really silly. It wasn't something that big, but in my mind, I was seeing black, it was like the end of the world.
Yes, of course.
So I just told him, and he looked at me with a smile and smiled. He said, you're too young to be that pessimistic and that sad. You're just a flower in God's garden. Oh. So you should not really think and overthink how your future will be, what you're gonna do in your life, all this stuff. Just surrender. God will take care of you. You don't need to carry all that heavy weight on you. It was like this. And his words were like magical, It like slowly, as if all the darkness, all the sadness, everything inside of me was just disappearing.
Are you crying this time?
Sawsan broke me.
Oh my God! Sorry, Sawsan, it's
Habibi.
usually me crying all the time.
But that is so beautiful, honestly.
Yeah, it is. You should listen
we
till
get
the end.
She's cried 10 episodes. Yeah,
Oh, that is beautiful.
So this is what he told me, and I felt joy like glowing out of me. He just said a few words. He gave me like the benediction, blah, blah. He told me, okay, now you can go. You can live your life. I went out like I was happy. I was floating, flying.
You were relieved, I guess.
I couldn't express the feeling I felt, you know. I just like as if I healed from every single thing that happened to me. So I go in my car, leaving the monastery, and the old lady was still walking next to that place. So when I saw her, I said, oh my God, he helped her. So I want to help her because he helped me. I'm so happy.
Yes,
so I
yes.
want to help her. So I opened my purse. I found I have only 5,000 lira, which is back then like $3.
Okay.
I said, I wanted to give her 1,000, like half a dollar, but I didn't have. I have 5,000, one piece. I said, okay, if I'm gonna give her the 5,000 now, maybe on the way, like I will have a flat tire or I'll have something and I have to, there is no mobile phone back then, I have to stop by grocery to call someone. So, you know, all the bad, pessimistic ideas start coming to my mind. Then I said, oh my God, stop it. Like the priest just told you, be happy, let God handle your life, you know. Just why you keep, you know, like overthinking? Just give her the money and you will reach safely. Okay, I gave her the 5,000. She started saying, God bless you, thank you, blah, blah, blah. Gave me all her, you know, the best wishes and blessings.
Good karma.
And then I went my way. After maybe, I don't know, few kilometers, I reach a place where there's nothing, there's no one, pop, push, poof, flat tire. And I was like, no way. This is not happening. This is not happening. And, you know, I was like, oh my God, okay, what I'm gonna do now, you know?
Oh my God.
And you know what happened? Before saying, oh my God, what I'm gonna do now, suddenly, like a van full of young men from my village just stopped behind me. I don't know how, they just appeared. And they were like, Suna, oh, what happened? What happened? Oh, basita, flat tire, don't worry.
And
I had this small car, Peugeot 206. We didn't even need something to, like, they carried it. I'm not joking, there were like 10 people going, I don't know, somewhere. They just carried it, they fixed my tire in less than 5 minutes. I was back on my way. So to me, maybe to you or to anyone, this will be like just a normal story.
No, we got goosebumps.
But to me, it was like a miracle. It was like a straight intervention of God in my life, telling me, giving me a lesson, telling me, just do the maximum you can, be a good person, help others,
and God
be
will
happy,
take care of
be
you.
happy, enjoy your life, and God will take care of the rest. You don't need to do much and think much and do so many stuff. Just, okay, you're a human, do the maximum a human can do, but just leave the rest to God.
That's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Gonna end well.
I need to get a sticker out of you.
This is not good. If it starts, it won't stop. These little messages here and there. This is a reminder.
Of course.
This is a reminder. I think sometimes we put too much burden on ourselves, and this is a reminder. So thank you.
But you know, to me, it wasn't only a reminder. It was a lifestyle. It was the way to live all my life.
Well said.
That was beautiful.
Well said.
You know?
It's
That's
a lifestyle.
beautiful.
So since then, I started going to church every Sunday.
Wow.
Even here, when the holiday were not Sundays, it was like Friday, Saturday, or Thursday, Friday.
You would go.
I used to not go to work in the morning on Sunday and go to church, you know, because I took it like an oath that, okay, you promised to take care of me. I promise that I will be a good person. I'll go to church. I'll help others. I will just work hard and just let you handle everything else.
That is so
and
beautiful.
this is why I was able to overcome all the difficulties, all the challenges with a happy smile, because deep inside I knew I'm in good hands.
Yes.
He's handling it, you know?
Yeah.
And that's why I didn't take any bad event, any challenge, and I had a lot, believe me, in my life. I had a series of stuff.
You knew how to turn that into...
I was always, you know, in peace, knowing that it will end up good.
And don't you feel also like your energy changes?
Yeah,
Of course.
my whole energy changed. I was, believe me, before that, I was very pessimistic. I was someone very negative.
Yeah.
And if someone will hurt me, I will immediately start thinking how I'm gonna hurt them back the same way they hurt me, you know. After that, my whole mentality changed. I was like, okay, if they hurt me, it's their problem.
Don't look at me.
Why? What's
Don't look at
happening?
me.
You can learn here.
Don't look at me.
Learn, let go.
No, honestly, I just stop that because it's a cycle that can hurt you.
True.
Like having all this pain inside and hate toward
That's
anyone and like just wanting them to feel what you felt and wanting them to experience what you experienced. Why? No,
Yes.
I don't want.
Yes.
To me, love is the solution. Loving myself,
Yes.
spreading love.
Yes.
You know, this can heal anything and can help anything. And having this relationship with God and loving God, like being in love with God, not only just faith.
Yes.
Like, you know, like when I pray with love. I pray with gratitude. I pray with all my feelings. And I believe this is the real happiness. Nothing else can give you happiness.
Recently, you're so right, but I used to be one where I could not, you know, let things go, and I would hold a grudge.
No, but
Sometimes.
each one copes
No, but-
differently. But yeah.
But like I've recently realized that everyone that did hurt me, God took care of without me doing anything. Like I do believe in
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
and
The
I just
karma.
believe like be your own good person, and that's it.
And you know what? What I believe? I don't believe God took care of that. No,
Why?
because God is love and positivity. He doesn't.
True.
There is no revenge in his.
Not revenge, but
you know. But you know what happened is they took care of. They
Themselves,
did
yeah.
whatever because
Yes.
this is who they are. You know, they ended up there. While if you let God handle you, then you will shine, you will glow, you will have love, you will have everything
Yeah.
positive, but they will be there. It's not like he just removed the hand, he just removed the protection from them, and that's why so many things
Yeah,
happen.
that's a better way to put it,
Yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
And I also
So
think
it's like
it's important. Like what you do is you are grateful and you have your communication with God even when you don't need anything. Because because I think humans tend to, like God, help me with this test,
Yes.
or help me to
Yes.
get an increase, or
True.
you know, please make sure my kids come home safe. There's always wanting.
when you're in a bad
wanting.
situation,
Like I need a
you
house.
want the help more.
But like when you're also grateful,
That's it.
and giving thank you. Today is a great day. I'm gonna do something good for someone else, or because this is what you're doing and practicing.
Yeah.
And I think this is important for others to start, because even through connection, but it's good deeds.
Of course.
She's doing something good for someone
of
else.
course.
That is a good deed.
It's and it turns on me, you know, because when I
Yes.
do it, I feel great, I feel happy, I feel good, I feel I'm more connected, you
I
know.
know why you're always glowing and always
See,
having this
this is the
energy and
secret.
happily. She's
This is
walking
the
and look at
secret.
Suna, she is glowing in that energy. No. I said, what is it? What is she on?
That's
is it like
it.
some probiotics that I don't know? I know.
But you know what
That's
else?
They're good
beautiful.
energy.
And that's why I'm very humble.
Yes.
I'm very humble because I believe everything that I have achieved, it's not me.
Me too.
I believe everything I have today, it's not me. You know, I feel I'm just blessed. It's me because I'm just keeping this relationship. But it's like
That's hard
I was
worker.
blessed by God with all this. So I try not to take the credit. I just always thank Him for giving me all that, you know?
That's so nice. I want to ask you, because like we've enjoyed your beautiful stories. Like we could go on
Yeah,
forever,
we're
I
like
think.
somewhere else.
We need to have
talk
another
interior,
breakfast.
right?
We're booking something, just another session for it.
No, we love that.
But that hardworking woman, Sawsan,
Yes, we love your style so much, and we, as you said, you're an inspiration to so many women, and we love following your design process even.
Yes.
With so many projects you take on. I enjoy interior design a lot. Like I have a passion for it. I did want to study it back
Because you're
in
creative,
university.
like the creativity.
So the creatives do enjoy like that process of, I just recently moved and I love furnishing a new house. Like it just
creating your
takes
space.
over me.
Yeah.
But we want to ask you, like, how does interiors affect someone's mood at home or in their space?
Yeah. To me, it's not only affecting the mood, it affects the whole quality of life. You know, it's not only affecting just your mood. Your mood, you will notice if you go to like a nice restaurant, for example, the minute you enter, before you experience the food, because before even you try anything, the minute you enter, if the ambiance is amazing, if beautiful, you already have the experience, you know, before even tasting the food. And that experience, you got it from the interior, from the design, from the beauty you're in.
That is so true.
Yeah, you know, so the thing
Those
is
senses are working. Oh,
everything.
That's so true.
So to me is creating those experiences
Yes.
at home. This is a superpower. Like, of course, when you have the mean, your home can become your movie theater. Your home will become your favorite spa. Your home will become the best showroom for supercars.
Yeah.
And when I say this, because everyone has a passion, right?
Yes.
So you can integrate in your home the most beautiful, amazing experiences
Inside your home.
inside your home, and it's a lifestyle, and it's a quality of life when
Yes.
you integrate that. Many, let's say, they have this super nice, beautiful office. It's their dream office in their homes.
Yeah.
And me helping my clients,
Yes.
each one,
Create
like living their passion in their home or giving them
nice.
this lifestyle, this is like, to me, it's more than a mood, you know, just a mood. It's like changing their whole life.
So you're
Yani
studying
your home-
the client first.
Of course. And to me, that's why each project is not a repetition. It's not like the other project. So each project has a different style. For sure, there are certain guidelines I follow, proportion,
Yes,
you know, elegance, timeless, because to me also, you know, the style, whatever is the style, it should be timeless.
Okay.
It should fight time, you know. You cannot design something today and it's a luxurious home where you have spent a lot, and then after 2 years you're bored of it.
Yeah.
So it doesn't work this way.
Yes.
So when I create something and when I design homes that can last, that can fight time. So if you're living in this house after 10, 15 years, it's still a beautiful house. You are still enjoying
that's
it, you know?
nice. Yes.
And this is the thing. So that's why I always say I don't like to follow trends in terms of trends. I follow a hint of a trend. So I try
That's
to
excellent.
I
Very
try to turn
important.
the trend into a place, into a space where it fits the lifestyle and the experience and the hobbies and, you know, the ambition of my clients.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
important.
But Sawsan, you're a storyteller, clearly.
Yeah,
Do you feel
I got it from my mom.
you got it from your mom, for sure. We're gonna bring this up. But do you feel a home should be storytelling as well? Because I'll tell you something.
Yeah.
For me, so I grew up with the parents that loved their home. It was, you know, decorating. It was about table setting. My mom is very into details, accessorizing, and you know, everything is a mood. Even our bedrooms, everything. And also in Scandinavia, they are very particular about style for home. They invest in home and they don't invest in themselves. That's how Scandinavians are. So I love to enter a home or a space that says you. Like I can feel, even if it's not my style, sorry, even if it's necessary, I don't like the color.
Can tell the story
but
of
I
who's
can
living in
feel
it.
like, okay, I
Yeah.
enter, this is this is Cookie's home. I can feel it, not because
Yeah.
it's trendy or, you know, like because this is a must-have, or it's just I can feel the home. Or if I go to your home, oh, this is Sawsan all over.
Yeah.
Like, do you feel you want to give that to your clients as well, or do
Yeah.
you feel like no, it should be a Sawsan DNA?
No, 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 never. I always believe that a house should be a reflection of who's living in it.
Yes.
And
What I
in
feel.
many cases, depends where it's located, it also should be not only a reflection of who is living in it, but also a reflection of its surrounding. Because if it's, for example, in a mountain, on the beach,
Yes,
if
I
it's with a
agree.
certain view, if it's in a certain area,
agree.
so also if this is the situation, also it has to reflect the surrounding
Of course.
and the persons living in it. So
Okay.
this is how I feel it, and
Yeah.
this is how I see it, let's say. So when I design, as I told you, I design, I curate, I customize that house to reflect the person living in it. I enhance his lifestyle, but when I say I'm creating a timeless home, that's why it's timeless. Because at the end of the day, if this house doesn't look like you and you don't enjoy it, you will get bored of it in like 1 or 2 years. But
Yes.
like when it has a story, it tells stories, sometimes it has certain pieces that you like.
Yeah.
Maybe pieces you got from your parents, or maybe you're a collector. You have like
Yes,
certain art
yeah.
pieces, maybe you bought them
Wow,
in a
can't
certain
forget them. Yeah,
exactly, you know, so there's always a memory, or there's always something that you can relate to.
And I love that.
Yeah.
That's what I
Yeah,
love. And
for
I love,
sure.
I love when there's a story in someone's home, because it says a lot about the personality. Like if you ask, oh, that's a beautiful vase. Oh, I got it in
this
from
in,
Italy,
yeah.
you know, from a flea market
Yeah.
or whatever. I'm like, oh, that's so beautiful. Like, I just love to, you know, sentimentally get attached
Get
to the-
attached to
Yes.
things.
Yes.
And you know, this is what I try to do. I had one of my clients, they were collectors, and each art piece has a certain sentimental attachment and has special, you know, a special place in their heart.
Yes.
But like in their previous house, it was just like one piece is here, one piece is there, like zero
So you-
connection.
Yes,
Just, you know, as if you just have all those pieces and you just put it on a wall without having it like integrated within the design. And what we did, we took the measurement of every single piece and we customized the house and the walls and the paneling to make
those
it
art pieces.
incorporated. So it was incorporated within the design. Imagine. So within the paneling, within the walls. It was,
Wow.
yeah. So this is what I always try to do. Of course, my DNA is there, but not my
Yeah.
DNA in terms of style or color combination or this stuff. No, this I like it to be, you know, reflecting the clients and reflecting
But
the
how
person.
do you feel about like the Scandinavian minimalism?
Yes.
You know, these
good
sleek,
point.
Yeah,
you know, lines.
Very minimal, like, you know, one couch, one, you know.
To me, I love it, but I love it if the client loves it. You know, because at the end of the day, it has to reflect you.
Yes.
And the
I love
client is the
minimalism.
one living.
Yeah.
If you ask me, I love minimalism, I love maximalism. I will not tell you I just love minimalism,
Right.
but I can hate minimalism and I can hate maximalism if it's not done in the right way.
Right.
That's true.
You know?
That's true.
Yeah.
So, because sometimes minimalism can be done in such a beautiful way that you don't feel empty. You feel it bold.
Yes.
Even though
Yeah. It's
like
the
a certain emptiness with just
Yes.
one piece popping out, making the whole
Yes,
change.
yes, yes.
It gives you some, you know, you feel, oh my God, this is bold. This is not
think
like
this is what I
empty.
like.
I love
you know?
that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, to me, I love to have this statement pieces. I think you maybe notice in my house, I have a lot of statement pieces. To me, I love, while designing, to have an experience, and then when you enter from one room to another, you have a different experience. Not all the rooms are typical
same,
and the
okay.
same mood and the same style.
yeah.
And at the same time, where you have like pieces that tell you, hello, I'm here, look at me, you know?
Okay.
Like really a focal point in
Yes,
the room.
yes, yes.
And sometimes it's not only one, you know, I try always to balance. Maybe you can have 2 focal points, or 3, not a
Yeah,
lot,
yeah,
but like to have
Depending the
bold
space.
pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah, that can
I'm
change
still
the space.
like doing my house. Like I've just got a few pieces left, but my problem is with the house is I always want it to look not lived in.
You want
Even
it
when
to be
I'm in the
neat,
house,
clean.
everything it needs to be
Yeah,
like on the
yeah,
dot. Everything
yeah.
needs to be, fluffed and puffed or
Yeah.
clean, and
But same
it's
here.
tiring.
Same here. It's fine. But you know what? How you can solve this? You need to have extra space to hide things inside. You know,
Yeah,
like
a Monica closet.
Okay, everything is good, tidy, blah 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 blah. But you'll always have that extra closet or cabinet
In case
where
you
you
want
just
Shove things in. Okay.
put everything inside.
Sometimes needed to.
Got it.
Okay, it's getting. You see, it's
Got
so
it.
much getting into. Even on the podcast, we are learning this.
Yeah, because you know me, I this is how I love my house to be. I love like when someone enter to my house or when I'm in my house without
just
anyone,
me.
just
Yeah.
me sitting. I don't like to see stuff here,
Same.
stuff there. You
No,
know,
no, no,
it
no,
annoys
It
me.
bothers
Yeah.
I couldn't even handle this
Yeah.
in the kids' room. I mean, they had everything, but somehow I taught them everything goes back in the
Back.
right place
Okay,
because
Mama.
it's nicer for the eyes,
Yes.
mommy. Like,
We had a song called Clean Up.
Okay.
it's really cool. Like I think it's. I also think when you are tidy, it soothes the soul a little bit. Honestly,
Yes,
when it's
100%.
you need to declutter. You need to
Yes.
get rid of things. You need to, if this doesn't add something to my life anymore, get it out.
True.
Like not.
And you
just-
feel much better when you do
Yes,
this.
and you feel
Oh my
lighter.
God,
You feel
yes.
lighter.
Yeah.
I do hold on to things, and I do love to get things here and there when I travel. I think I am, like I dream in my head all the time, and I'm such a collector. So I keep them. But if it's sometimes too much on my eyes, like, no, this ashtray, I cannot see it anymore. It doesn't mean I need to throw it. But it's true. It goes to a space for now. So I'm going to leave you here until you're coming up. But I love just feeling something when I enter a home. I'm going to give you this or that, and you
Okay.
have to answer very fast. Don't overthink.
Oh wow.
If we want to ask why and
This is so not me. I always like to think wisely before answering.
Okay.
Okay. Challenge accepted.
Bravo. Okay, first one.
Trend or timeless?
Timeless.
Open shelves or hidden storage?
Hidden storage.
Clean lines or curved lines?
Clean lines.
Natural light or statement lighting?
Both. Muffy one. This is both.
Okay.
Site visit or studio day?
Side visits.
We see you all the time. Okay. Creative chaos or organized aesthetic?
This is a tough one.
And not both.
Yeah, okay. I think organized aesthetic.
Okay.
Penthouse with a view or historic villa with a soul?
I think historic villa with a soul.
Me too. I need to say
Really?
that. Yeah.
I'd
Yeah.
go for the penthouse.
Okay. Last one. Floating staircase or a statement elevator?
Floating staircase.
I
love that.
Last thing, and then
Yeah.
we will set you free.
Okay.
One person you look up to.
They always ask me about that. I'm inspired by my mother, but I look up to myself in the future, my higher self. Yeah.
I love that.
Oh, I've learned
Yeah.
so much today. Like I am very grand.
I mean, you cried, so
Broke me, Sawsan. No, but you touched us a lot.
a lot.
Yeah.
Thank
Like,
you
you
so
know,
much.
Thank you. We
for-
got so inspired by your little stories here and there. It was
I'm
really a
happy you
pleasure to
did.
have you.
Thank you for sharing
Thank you for
your
having me.
Beautiful stories, and thank you for being so beautiful inside and
Habibi,
out.
thank you so much. You are both amazing, and I really enjoyed it today.
Me too. Like, thank you, girly session. Kisses.
Thank you.
Thank you.